Alright, guys. It is Saturday morning. I forgot to do my timesheet on Friday. I think it's due Saturdays at midnight. So let me try and do that now. Gosh, my battery's at 19%. Okay, so let's see. This morning I've been watching an episode. Let's see. Excuse me. I was watching an episode of a YouTube channel that I've never really seen before. If I have seen it, I really don't remember. So let's see. So I have to put that I was in at 8:30 a.m. every day, out at 5 p.m. every day. I always put that my lunch was 12 to 12:30, even though that's not exact, but it's just easier on me. Copy through Friday. And got the 40 hours. Submit. Easy peasy. Monday through Friday submitted. Alright, so this YouTube channel. Plug in this laptop. Let me see if I can get on this YouTube channel. This is a little pre-breakfast recording here. I have coffee with a little butter. I need to get some of that brain octane oil, but I don't have any right now. And I've started a couple new supplements. Let me see. One is called by Drops of Nature. That's the name of the brand. Organic and functional mushroom gummies. It has ashwagandha, 2,500 milligrams of functional mushrooms per serving. You take 2 gummies for the serving. It's 14 calories for those 2 gummies. The bag comes with 80 gummies, so you get about 40 days worth. I don't know if you take it consecutive days or what. I'm kind of trying them out. It's got lion's mane, turkey tail, maitake, reishi, chaga, shiitake, and cordyceps. I never knew how to actually say that. Don't exceed 2 servings. It says you can take 2 gummies once or twice a day. Do not exceed 2 servings, which would be 4 gummies a day. I think they make my intestines a little more, I don't know what you call it. It has like a probiotic effect. I don't know if there's probiotics in it, but it makes my intestines clear everything out. I've got it's gummies by Focus Factor, nutrition for the brain, support for memory and cognitive health. So they're gummies that have vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin B6, sodium. All of these have other stuff in them, like syrups and all kinds of things. I don't think either one has gelatin, do they? Tapioca syrup, cane sugar, citric acid, all that kind of stuff. So, alright, let's see what this YouTube channel is called. So the YouTube channel is called Seekers of Unity. Seekers of Unity. This episode is from 2 days ago called I'm Jewish. Ask Me Anything. And there are two guys who are Jewish, just kind of chilling. It looks like it's over multiple days because I think their clothing changes out at a certain point. But they sit down with a whiteboard. That's their sign that just says, we're Jewish. Kind of ask us anything, and it has their Instagram handle, and people can just come sit and ask them questions. I'm gonna link the video, but one of the passersby asked a very interesting question. I mean, I feel like all the questions were interesting so far. I'm only halfway through the video. Part of me wants to save the video. I don't really want to watch it all yet because I'm liking it. So they started talking about mysticism. One guy comes and asks a question about mysticism. I've completely forgot the term. Let me see. Alright, Merkaba? Chariot is the translation. Let me see, Merkaba. I can't see. Merkava would be the transliterated letters into English from Hebrew. And I guess he kind of had a question about it, and it kind of jogged my memory about this book I read way back. Probably late high school, early college. There was this book about Kabbalah that I got. I don't remember who it was by. I remember the cover was blue, not a dark blue, it was like a light blue. And I don't remember how many pages it was. It wasn't super long, it was a paperback. I can't remember the name of it. I don't think I even have it anymore. Because at a certain point, I gave away a lot of my books, like every so often. I'm like, let me just give away a bunch of books. So I put my books outside and people just take them, which is fine, they're outside. And maybe I'll put a sign like free or something like that. And so I remember that book talked about certain gestures, like hand gestures of, I don't know if it was like the high priest or whatever, but it's almost that symbol like in Star Trek where they do that live long and prosper, that kind of symbol where you kind of split your middle from your ring finger. It looks kind of like that. And I remember, I think the book talked a bit about gematria, which is kind of like the symbolic meaning of numbers, like a numerology type of teaching. The Hebrew language, the letters are a number system in and of themselves. So say, for example, if you get like a Chumash, which is the Torah portions with the Haftarah portions and the Rashi commentary, if you have one of those books, say the Hebrew, it has the Hebrew words, and then it has the numbers, like, for the verses. So, how in English there's, like, the chapter numbers and then the verses. So say, like, Leviticus chapter 2, verse 3. But in Hebrew, those are all they use the letters as the numbers. They don't have a separate numerical system. Like, I'm pretty sure they can read the numbers that are used. I feel like the number system that we use is pretty universal. I know in Arabic, though, they have their own numbers too. So But I don't think in Arabic they use their actual letter. They use their actual letters. I think in Hebrew they use the actual letters. They're completely different languages. A lot of similarities, but different languages. But anyways, I remember this in this Kabbalah book. They were talking about, how people would like meditate or do certain types of meditations to kind of get to a place where they would envision these types of chariots. In this YouTube video, they reference, the beginning of the book of Ezekiel. I was thinking about the beginning of the book of Isaiah. And there are other places in prophetic books where it talks about this, where it talks about these chariot things, the wheels, the eyes, the loud sounds, the lights, and getting to a place of a meditative place that brings you to that type of throne or whatever it is that this vision is, that people can kind of get there some way, somehow, that there's like a method. And I think this book kind of talked about like the theory behind that. And I don't remember if I ever fully read it because it kind of creeped me out, and that's probably why I got rid of it. But you guys know I have like a weird sensitivity to like these types of teachings and stuff. Now, as far as Tanya, I haven't gotten very far. I haven't gotten very far with Tanya. I want to, but the other night I had a weird dream, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was some like bright blue. It was almost like for lack of a better explanation, it was almost like a fireball, but it had like a face in it, almost like a face. Like, if you've seen those, they have those like raves or like electronic music concerts where they have these screens where they have like the simulated, it looks like a robot or something is like attached to like all these like cables or whatever, or that it's trying to get out and it's like banging on the screen or whatever, but they time it with the music. It was almost like that, like almost like a 3D effect of like some facial figure that was kind of coming at me to kind of like, I don't know if it was attacking or warning, but didn't seem friendly, and it wasn't quite a nightmare. I wasn't afraid, but I think it was the same night that I was reading Tanya. That would have been not this past week, but the previous week, maybe on like a Wednesday night. So maybe last Wednesday night. That day would have been the 12th of June. So I don't really know what to think, but I put it down because I was like, whenever something weird happens, I kind of just take a step back and I'm like, all right, calm down, so I didn't know what to do with it. It might have been nothing, but I didn't feel like it was nothing. I got a sense, like in the dream, I knew exactly what it was. In the dream, I associated it with Tanya. And I don't know how or why, but I kind of knew. I was like, oh, this is related to that, It's more like be careful, be cautious kind of thing. I don't really ever know what to make of those types of things, so I kind of just leave it alone, really, because I'm not trying to get possessed, or I'm not trying to get anything, But I don't know. It's like when you dabble with things, when you experiment with things, things happen. And again, it could be all in my head. I don't know much about dreams. I just know that I have them, and I try to be somewhat, you know, reflective of them. But all this chariot stuff is pretty interesting. The guy in the video, this will be the last point because it's like 8:40 a.m. I need to make breakfast. It's getting late. The guy said, what did he say? That like with Jesus was like trying to talk about a meditative state of his teachings. I don't really know anything about that. I've never seen Christianity from like a mystical point, but I kind of wonder because, with Jesus being a rabbi, he did have his own kind of teachings and disciples, followers, people who believed his method, and there were people following him. There is this kind of, I know David Litwell talks a lot about Gnosticism and all this like secret knowledge. David Litwell has a book about the secret book of John that I've been trying to understand what that, I don't really understand. I've never heard of that before, but yeah, I don't really know. It's interesting stuff. I'm already interested in the mystical stuff, but I don't want to. I feel like every time I kind of even dip a toe in, it's like there's something that happens. I don't know if it's really something that I want to push past, or if that's a sign to just leave it alone. And who would be sending me that sign? Like, that's probably the second experience I've had with these types of things. And the first one was like, what do you call it? Not a night terror, but like when you get you feel like pinned down and you can't like move. But it was the same kind of figure. But that time it was like a black, shadowy, almost like a Dementor for lack of a better name, but it was the same like face. And this time it was like a bright blue fireball kind of a face. So I don't know. And it was again while I was sleeping. Both times I was sleeping. So I don't know. Usually if there's something that kind of freaks me out, I take it as a sign to maybe turn back around and walk the other way. But I don't know. Guys. Well, I'm gonna get rolling. I got a lot of stuff I need to post. Some backlogged stuff. I've been very not good at posting. I haven't been opening my laptop, and like I said, I have to get in the laptop to actually post. So, because I can't do it through the app anymore on my phone, so it's slowing me down. But alright, guys, have a good Saturday.